the statement that was made by Dak Prescott, they were at a children's cancer
Oh Lord,
charity
yeah,
event, and everybody took that whole statement, and they took off running with it.
bro. And why
And
wouldn't you? Why
I mean,
wouldn't you?
I'll tell you why, but I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Basically, they're asking him questions about his thoughts on the Eagles and how close he thought we were to the Eagles, and he's like, I think we're really close to the
Mhm.
Eagles and the Commanders. He's like, I'm not saying check the tape, especially after they just won the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
But if you really look at it, we're closer than a lot of people think, as far as talent goes to the Eagles and the Commanders. I'll let you go first, Julio, because it sounds like you took that a little more negatively, like the talking heads. And I'll let you kind of explain to
I
me why you
mean,
feel like
to me, I mean, a bit of me does kind of agree with what Dak said, but at the same time, it's like, why? How are you going to? How do you justify that after just completing a 7-10 season? And now I do understand that we had injuries. We had a lot of different things that didn't go our way in order for us to have the players that we're supposed to have playing, in those games. But it's not something that you just want to go out there and be like, "Oh yeah, we're really close. We have a better team than the Eagles do." Obviously, we don't because we didn't make it to the playoffs. We didn't make it to the Super Bowl, so we don't have the same caliber of players, I guess I would say, like the Eagles do. Um, I know that they just plugged in a couple of pieces here and there, and then they were able to, get over the hump that they needed to, so that way they could win uh, as many games as they did. But I mean, I don't see us again, and we've talked about it all year long. Our defense started real slow, started picking up towards the end. The offensive line was kind of like a carousel. Didn't know who was going to be where. They were still moving people around there. There was no consistency there. And then, of course, Dak being out for the majority part of the season, that didn't help. And not having a great backup quarterback in order for him to fill that role to at least be able to drive the bus. And then, of course, we always talk about the extra weapons that CD needs to have to kind of help him in that sense too. And those are things that we are missing. We're missing a lot of different pieces. So it's kind of hard for me to imagine that yes, we're right there. We're basically on the cusp because the way that's what makes it sound like to me is like we're on the cusp of having the great team that we need to have in order for us to make it to where we need to make it. And I just don't see it. I mean, and I know that I'm the first one on the show that as soon as you ask me how much are the Cowboys winning this weekend and how much are we winning by, I'm the first one to say we're going to win by 40 almost every damn game. And it's like it's getting harder and harder for me to be able to stand behind that statement every single week, even though I probably will be doing that.
we
But
find a way.
I'll find a way. But it's one of those things that when you start to look after the fact, again, I know that we had some 12-5 seasons, and we get to the playoffs, we're one and done. We're one and we're out of there, and it's like it's starting to get demoralizing at this point to where it's like I don't know how you can say that yes, we're right there. We can we could be better than the Eagles. And it's like I don't see it. I don't see it right now at all.
So I'll start out with the original where he made the statement, and that was at a children's cancer charity event.
Hmm.
So he's gonna have to kind of be positive. He can't
Of
be
course.
like completely candid and be like, "Oh, we suck," and obviously
I
we're
don't expect
trash.
them to do that
Right,
either. Yeah.
right, 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 right. The other thing is if you just take a step back from the initial statement and you're just like the initial shock of what the hell are you talking about? Like
Hmm.
Eagles won the Super Bowl, y'all win 7-10. How can you even consider yourself close? Yeah, that makes sense this year. You also have to remember Dak Prescott was out for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
But the other thing that you have to remember is over the entirety of Dak's career, he's been dominant against the NFC East. He owns the NFC East,
Facts.
especially the Eagles and the Commanders, right? Like that it just is what it is. I mean, ultimately, and the Giants are the worst, right? Like he
Yeah.
owns,
Yeah.
he's their daddy. But when he says I didn't want to, I'm not saying check the record. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about like, look, man, over my career here, I own the Eagles. I own the Commanders. When I'm playing against those guys, most of the time, we win. That's facts. Anybody that wants to argue that, you can't. That's facts.
You're not wrong.
No, that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about this year because this year, just like him, the Cowboys don't have a leg to stand on this past. That just is what it is.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the entirety of his career here, I think that's where he's like, we had a down year, yeah, but overall, when we play, I mean, even look at it with the Eagles. The Eagles, the first game was damn close with Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
And then got out of hand. And then the one with Trey Lance, it was damn close until or I'm sorry, with the Commanders, right? They beat the Commanders the first go round.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second go round, it was damn close. And then Jaden Daniels got pulled. And then who was it? Mariota. They came in his place and lit us up.
Lit us up. Marcus Mariota of all fucking people. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, the Eagles, I mean, the Eagles, they were just a good team this year, bro. Like they had, obviously they had everything going for them. They were firing on all cylinders. So I'm not going to take anything away from the Eagles. Congratulations to them for their successful year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you just don't initial knee jerk reaction this thing, and you actually take a step back and you're like, oh shit, that's what he meant. He didn't mean like, oh, we were close this year and we had. No, he's just like, look, man, look at it overall. Check tape. I rock. Check tape.
Check the
And
tape.
you're like, oh yeah. Let's not lose sight of the fact that you own the NFC East. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, like I said, that's what he's got to say. I mean, he's the quarterback of the Cowboys. He can't.
Of course.
Like, man, we suck and we're injury. Nobody wants to hear excuses, right? But you're
Nobody
damned if
does.
you do, and you're damned if you don't. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's out there and he's like, man, we had a bunch of bad breaks. We lost a lot of good players, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, this guy's just making excuses. Then you go the other way and you're positive and you're like, yeah, man, you know, we're not as bad as you think we are. You know, we're better than people are giving us credit for. And then this guy's delusional. He's delusional. This guy's drinking cowboy Kool-Aid. It's like, bro, nothing you say is going to be the right thing.
Relax.
Right. Eagles won. It is what it is. We're on to the next one.
Yep.
So I don't blame him for that. And I think, you know, Cowboys fans, y'all need to just chill. Like I said, for me, I believe it when I see it. If the Cowboys stand pat and do what they've always done this offseason, then we know this regular season is just going to be like last year. So a lot of what the Cowboys do with free agency and the draft is going to show you, it's going to give you an early indicator of what these guys are going to do and how we should react. If
So
it
then
looks
we should expect that the Micah deal not get closed until the start of the first game of the year, right?
so like, you know, right before coin toss, and they're like, oh,
We closed on the deal.
Yeah. Deadlines make deals. It's like, oh my God. Jerry, just go to sleep. Somebody put Pop to bed. Put him to bed. Anyway, man, with that being said, we do want to thank everybody for just taking the time to watch these videos. We do thoroughly enjoy making this content for you. We ask that you please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share on the Instagram, the YouTube, the TikToks, whatever you got. Join us on there on that platform, and please continue to show us that love. And until the next one, peace.
Peace.